Yo, yo. Yo, everybody. What is up? All right. Hold on 1 second. All right. So, it is your friendly neighborhood physical therapist, Dr. Ryan Wilton, coming to you live from just outside the Tampa Bay area. If you are new to following me, I have a clinic. I call it the Outfield Everything Clinic because I hear that all day long and I get exceptional results in that patient population. I've published statistically historic papers and readership that I pinned the analytics right to my social media. And you can upload that to AI and see where those stand. They're multiple times, even the biggest journals in the world, it says. So the reads. So, anyways, today, join my school group below, my VIP school group. Today, I'm talking about what am I talking about? Neck pain. Okay. So years ago, I was we're talking early on in my career. I've been doing this 21 years at this point. So let's say, I don't know, 3, 4 years into it. I was stretching the pecs, strengthening the parascapulars like most people for neck issues, right? And people would get better, but it was like there was always this like hypertonicity in people's necks. And I'm sitting there and I'm like racking my brain. I'm like, why do these people's neck feel like they've been in a car accident, but they tell me they haven't been in a car accident or fall off a ladder or some kind of trauma? What's up with this hypertonicity, But I'm a very deep thinker. I'm not a surface thinker. And so I'm like, well, what would make someone's neck hypertonic if there's no trauma? And I'm like, I know what it is. It's stress. That's where we hold our stress in our neck. But the more stress, more amped up your nervous system, the more tension in your neck, right? And so anyway, so I was so at the time I was like, all right, well, let's have them meditate. I mean, that was the equivalent of asking someone to change their religion. People just look at me like, I'm not doing that, And I'm like, okay, well, people are not interested in doing a guided relaxation, a meditation every day. They're just not interested in it. We have a take a pill society. So, anyways, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, what else can I do? And then grounding, watch the Earthing movie on YouTube. It's got like almost 10 million views and it went viral for a reason. There's all kinds of science to it now. And it has to do sort of what like Tesla talked about 100 years ago when they replicated it on the History Channel. He says there's electricity in the earth. I can just tap that. And he created an experiment, he said, and he lit up light bulbs with no connection in the earth, just using the earth as a conductor, right? And what's interesting is the History Channel replicated. You can watch it. They created his thing. They had a remote controlled boat out in a pond, running without any Wi-Fi or any connection to it, using this transducer coming from the earth. Fascinating, right? So, anyways, there's electricity in the earth. And that electricity, when it interacts with our physiology, meaning no rubber soles, I tell people to sleep on a $23 grounding pillowcase on Amazon Prime because that's 8 hours a night. I find people that say I just go stand out in the yard for 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe theoretically that helps you, but it doesn't help people's neck tension. But I'll tell them to go on Amazon, buy a grounding pillowcase. I tell them about the documentary first, and then I say I want you to watch this, okay, and then buy this grounding pillowcase, right? I would say almost all of my patients report a better night's sleep, including me. I do it every night. In fact, I'm sitting on a grounded mat right now. But what I started to notice from a clinical standpoint is that I could get neck tension down about 30% on average if they just sleep on a grounded pillowcase, which was, I mean, that requires no effort. You don't got to meditate. You just sleep on a grounded pillowcase plugged into your ground point of your wall. And so, anyways, that has helped me a ton. Now, I still do the stretch the pecs, strengthen the parascapulars, fix their posture, that whole thing, right? But what I will never rehab someone's neck, especially nowadays with the level of stress and the change in the world and that kind of thing, is I never, ever, ever rehab someone's neck without calming it down. Okay. So my goal, see, the thing is that everybody focuses on the muscular system. Oh, your muscles are tight, so it's your muscles, right? But if you give someone a massage, or even my myofascial method, right, I can release most people's necks in here immediately, give them significant range of motion, they feel much better, right? So and then it comes back. So if something comes back, then you never got to the root cause of it, right? Wouldn't you agree? You never got to the root cause of it if it just keeps coming back, right? So as this deep thinker person, not a superficial thinker, I'm like, yeah, but what controls the muscular system? The nervous system. The nervous system controls the muscular system. So if you don't get to the nervous system, then you're just going to be managing symptoms. So my targeting in my mind therapeutically went from I need to calm down their muscular system, and it changed. I'm like, no, I need to target their nervous system. And when I target their nervous system, then the muscular system relaxes, if that makes sense, because one controls the other, right? So the targeting of what I started doing, I wasn't even so much concerned about the muscular system. I was concerned about calming down the output of the nervous system. And I started doing that with just having them sleep on a grounded pillowcase. I do other more advanced things. Join my VIP school group below. It's free. And I talk about more advanced ways of doing it. But it is a protocol that I developed that I generally don't have issues so as much in necks, unless it's like indenting your spinal cord or sitting on a spinal nerve and the posterior lateral protrusion or something like that. But I see what people come in here all the time. I call it the failed everything clinic, and people come here all the time. They're like, nobody knows what's wrong with me, and it's actually one of the most common things I see. Besides mechanical back pain, SI joint, sacral torsion, shear, I see neck tension that has the patient says I've failed everything, right? And I'm like, I know what this is, right? And they take skeletal muscle relaxants, they go get massages, they go to physical therapy, they get adjustments, but it always comes back. And then I touch their necks, and I'm like, well, why would someone feel like they've been in a car accident that hasn't been in a car accident? That doesn't make any sense, physiologically, right? And the answer to that is the person's stress. Now, a lot of these people live in a constant state of stress, like most of us. They don't know that they're in a constant state of stress. So what you have to do is, some people will disagree with me that they're stressed, but then I do this protocol with them and calm their nervous system down, and then their neck relaxes. So it's very interesting. Even if they disagree with you that they're stressed, I recommend, and well, what I do with my patients is I do it anyways, because I've been doing this a long time. And what I realize is that there's a self-awareness problem when people are living in a constant state of stress. So, anyways, that is a secret I've found to neck tension. And I will not do a straight up physical therapy rehab. I do a holistic rehab with these people. Just tell them, watch the Earthing movie and go on Amazon Prime, order the one with the best reviews and the lowest price for a grounding pillowcase, and sleep on it. And give it about a week to 2 weeks. And if they don't say they're sleeping better, I'd be stunned. That's what most people use it for, I find. But I found a 30% reduction in neck tension just by having them sleep on a grounded pillowcase. I still do the rehab with them, but I will not rehab someone's neck without calming down their nervous system. Okay. I find this to be a missing link in this. It's more holistic. You have to use insight to see that someone's stressed, right? It's not something that shows up on a meter, So anyways, that's that. It's a little unconventional for today's standards, but I don't care. People say to me, like, because I'm this unconventional innovator inventor. People say to me like, "Oh, that's really unconventional," and I'm like, "Really?" I have to think about it for a second. I'm like, because I don't see convention and unconvention. What I see is healing and safety. And if it's safe and it works and it's natural, it's for me and my patients. So like there's no boxes. When people say like conventional, unconventional, so like people like just takes 18 years in medicine for a breakthrough in medicine to hit mainstream medicine. People generally want to stay within the guidelines of what they've learned, right? But like my question immediately is, okay, well, this is the results you're getting within the 250 yard lines, but like what about outside of that? Like what else can you do? Like what about Eastern medicine? What about, you know, I don't know, freaking Chinese herbs, like what else? Like I'm always looking for new and better ways of natural healing that are safe. Okay, so safety is my main concern. And then other than that, I'm thinking outside the box, I guess. I don't even, like I said, when people say you think outside the box, I'm like, really? I don't know. I don't even know where the box is. I just think about healing and safety. People are like, well, that's more this, you know, profession or using acupressure points or something like that. And I'm like, it's the human body. I don't know. Like if it works, it works. Let's do it. So, anyways, that's that. But I am out of here and join up for my free school group. We're also teaching cash-based business as well. Most people are stuck at like 10, 20K a month, but in my cash-based business, I figured out a way to treat the chronic pain patients and make like 5 times that type thing a month. So, anyways, I have cash based insights in there too. Okay. Other than that, love you all. Peace.